Hello! Good morning, everyone! I'm again your teacher for today, Teacher Shelly, for our week 13, day 2. Today is Wednesday, and I hope everyone had a great time last Monday. And so for today, we will continue with our lesson with regards to our maritime English introduction. Okay, as I promised last Monday, that I will give you more examples about these practical applications of words that are used on board. Okay? So, for now, this will be our lesson. And I will focus more on this because this is very important for our safety or for the safety of the seafarers on board. Okay, in a while, we will start with our lesson. Okay, so welcome to our week 13, day 2 of our Maritime English introduction. Okay, so as I said and promised that these are the practical application of words used on board the ship. Okay, this is very crucial because without learning these words, our safety or your safety is at stake. All right. And so let's have a short review for the words we learned from last Monday. Okay. So, can you still recall about the all hands on deck? Oh, yes. So, meaning when you say all hands on deck, this is when the master call for all the crew to go to their posts, right? So, whether it is a call for an emergency or a call for a very important announcement. So that's what all hands on deck means. Once uh, the master or the senior officer will say all hands on deck, meaning all the crew will go to their assigned posts or places. Okay? That's on board the ship, of course. All right. So, another word we learned from last Monday was the word course. Okay? Meaning that is the direction of the vessel. So, where the vessel is going to. Like, for example, you're going to Japan. Okay, you're going to Port Kinabalu, or you're going to Port of Nagoya. Okay, so the captain will ask, what is the course? Okay, so meaning that is the direction. Okay, and you can also hear this, the word berth. Okay, so meaning it is the designated place to dock or to drop anchor. Okay? When you hear this word, that means that is the assigned place for the vessel to dock or to drop anchor. Okay, another for the fourth word we learned from last Monday was the word bow. Okay? So when you say bow, that is the most or the forwardmost part of the vessel. This one. Okay? This one. So that is the what we call bow, the forwardmost part. And the opposite of that the rear, the rear part, or the rearmost, or the back part of the vessel or the ship is what we call stern. Okay, so this one, the front part, is the bow, and the opposite of this, the back part, is what we call stern. Okay, and we also have the word knot. Okay, this is the unit of speed, like the nautical miles per hour. How fast we go or you travel, or how slow you travel. Okay, that is what you call knot. Like for example, the captain, the chief officer will ask, what is our speed for today? So you will answer like 15 knots or 60 knots. That's too fast. Okay? So that's what knot means. It's the unit of speed, how fast you travel. Okay? And lastly, the we learned was porthole, meaning that is the window of the ship, porthole. So that is located at the side of the ship. Of course, the window. Okay? Here, that's, oh, wait. Okay. On the next slides, I will show you where's the porthole. Okay? But that is the window of the vessel. Okay? So, here are examples, more examples. Okay. It says here that there's deck. Okay? Meaning, this is the floor outside this one, or on a level of the ship. This one. This is the floor. This is what you call deck. Okay? There is deck number 1, and the next floor or level, deck 2. Okay? This is the level of the ship. Okay? Like for example, in a building, we call it ground floor, second floor, basement. But in the vessel, we called it deck. Okay? Next. Yes. When we say hatch, yes, this is a cover for an opening. This one is the hatch. This one. This is the cover. This is very important, everyone, because if this is not sealed or watertight, or sealed, properly sealed, okay, this is dangerous. Okay, because anytime if there is a bad weather condition and there is a big waves, okay, so there is a tendency that water, or yes, salty water comes in here. Okay, so this is very important that this is tightly sealed, the hatch. This is what we call hatch. Okay, a cover for an opening. Okay, that is our ninth word to remember. Okay, the word hatch. The other one is the deck, which is the floor level of the ship. And yes, the word line. Okay, line, meaning that is the rope. This one and this one. Okay? I'm sure everyone knows this. This is what we call line. Okay? And this one. So if you can hear the officers or the senior officers or the junior officers or junior ratings about this word line, meaning that is the rope. This one. Okay? All right. So we have now 10 words to remember, important words to remember, and that we apply on board. Okay. Another, this is what we call valve. Okay. The word valve. This is a device, all right, to control flow. Okay. Where is that? This one is the valve. Okay. All right. This one controls the flow of whether it is a water or uh, uh, um, oil, okay, in the engine room, okay, that is what we call valve. That is the device, okay, to control the flow of the water or the oil, okay. So, next word, pump. Yes, you can hear this in the engine room. Pump. Okay? This is a machine to move the liquid. This is the pump here. Okay? As I mentioned earlier, valve. This is the device to control the flow. And in order for the liquid or for the gas or for the oil to move, you will use the pump, okay? To push the liquid, okay? You will use this one, the pump, this one, okay? And the other one controls the flow, which is the valve, okay? So don't be confused, okay? So the one controlling the flow is the valve, and the other one, though it's also a machine, or it pushes the liquid, it pumps the liquid, okay? And the other one controls, which is the valve, okay? Okay, here, another, the word tank. This is the container for liquid or gas. Tank. It's either your water tank or your gas tank. Okay? You can always hear that word. Especially for the tankers. Okay? The tanker vessel. Yes, that's it. The container for liquid or gas. And in order for this to push the liquid or the gas, you will use pump. And in order for the liquid or gas to be what? Control, you will use valve. Right? Isn't it clear? Okay. So, if you will hear this word, let go, meaning you will release a rope or wire. This one. Okay? Once the master or the captain will say, let go, meaning you release this rope. Okay? you release this rope. That's what let go means. Okay? So I think we already have 15 or less than 15 words. Okay? And oh, we have here heave away. Okay? Heave away. Okay? Meaning you pull strongly. Look at the picture. The person is pulling. Okay? Is pulling it strongly. Okay? Heave away. Normally, what the able-bodied seaman or the ordinary seaman is doing is pulling the line strongly. Okay? Heave away. Pulling strongly. Okay? Next example. Okay. When you hear the word slack away, you release it slowly. Okay? When you hear this word slack away, okay, slack away, you release the rope slowly. Here, you release this one. The other one is heave away, meaning pull. Okay? Pull strongly. But with slack away, you release slowly. Okay? Release slowly. All right? And then another, we have come astern. Come astern or come astern, meaning you have to move backwards. Okay? Move backwards. The vessel should move backwards. Okay? Backwards. Okay? From the word stern, meaning the rearmost or the back part of the vessel. So, when you say come astern, move backwards. You're moving backwards. Okay? So, another, it says turn to starboard. Okay? When you say starboard, that is the right side of the ship. This one is the right side of the ship. Okay? So, um, uh, your right side is called starboard. Okay? So when you hear this word, turn to starboard, meaning you have to go to the right. You have to turn right. Okay? All right. Okay. Yes, you can always hear this Roger or copy, meaning that you understand. Okay? Or you can just say, or you can just have this sign, the thumbs up sign, meaning you understand the instructions. Roger or copy sir. Roger sir or copy sir, meaning you understand. Okay? Like for example now, you understand the lesson. So you will say Roger ma'am or Roger sir or copy sir. Alright? Okay. So, Whenever you hear this word, prepare to moor, you have to get ready to tie up the ship. Okay? Usually, this is during docking maneuver. Okay? Get ready to tie up the ship. Okay? Prepare to moor. Look at this. They are already preparing for the line or rope. Okay? Here, maybe they're already preparing to dock. Docking maneuver. Prepare to moor. We learned a lot of words because this is very important. Okay. Now, weigh anchor. Okay? Whenever you hear this in the radio, weigh anchor, weigh anchor, you have to bring the anchor up. Look at him. He is pulling the line. Okay? Meaning, he's bringing the anchor up. Or sometimes, it's the machine. Okay? Alright. It says, weigh anchor. So, it means bring the anchor up. Okay? Alright. Another example. Okay. Standard maritime vocabulary. Okay. So, the language of the sea. Yes, these are the language of the sea. When we say standard maritime vocabulary, meaning these are the language of the sea. This is very important to know what are those. Okay? That is the standard, meaning any nationals, or whether you are coming from Philippines, if you're Filipinos, whether if you are a Koreans, a Japanese national, whether if you're a Greek or a Russian national, you have to know this standard maritime vocabulary, the language of the sea. Because if not, it's too risky, especially the emergency words. Okay? Like, for example, basic words with specific meaning. Okay. Basic meaning, these are the normal words you can hear on board the ship. And with there, what does it mean? Okay, example. We have here, as I mentioned earlier, we have here starboard. Okay? Starboard. So, meaning this is your right side. Okay? Starboard. This one is your starboard. Okay. Your port side is the left side, the other side of the ship. So, when you say starboard, that is the right side. And the opposite of this, which is the port side, is your left part. Okay? This one and this one are two important words for seafarers to learn because these are basic words. Because if whenever the captain will say go to your starboard side. What if you do not know where's your starboard side? What will happen? Okay, like for example, in case of emergency. So, if you do not know where's your starboard side, oh, can you think of what will happen? And if you don't know where's your port side, it's also difficult, right? Okay, so starboard on your right, and port side is your left part of the vessel. Okay. Oh, yes. This is what I said earlier. Stern, the back part of the ship. This one. This is the stern. Okay? The back part of the ship is the word stern. So, starboard, right part of the ship. The port side is your left. Starboard, the port side of the ship. And the stern. Okay? Remember that. Okay. So another example, we have aft. Okay? This is towards the stern. Towards the stern. Aft. Okay? Another. All right. So, why is the language of the sea important? Why is it important? Okay. It says here that using starboard instead of the word right side, okay, it avoids confusion. Okay? It avoids confusion. Now, because the right can also refer to any direction relative to an individual. Okay? You might be confused when you will use the word right because this has a lot of meaning. But when you say starboard, you can right away tell that it is the right side or right part of the vessel or the ship. Okay? That is the only direction related to the vessel or to the ship. Okay? That's why it is very important to use the language of the sea. This is just an example, the word starboard. Okay, so it says here that the aft, meaning it indicates the direction towards the back part or the rearmost of the stern. Okay, the direction towards the back stern and the rearmost. Okay, aft. So, as I said, starboard, the right side. On the other side, this is the port side, right? Because this is the bow part. The opposite of this is the stern. Okay? And on the other part is the starboard. And this part is the port side. Okay. There's one more word here. Draft refers to the depth of the vessel in the water. Okay? It's difficult to show in here the draft, the word draft, but it's the depth of the vessel in the water. Okay? So, how? Okay, it says here the communication challenges at sea. Yes, it's really challenging because there's a lot of words or language at sea that are used. Okay, so what are those challenges? Okay, you will overcome, okay, all those difficulties in communication barriers. Okay, once you use the language of the sea, the communication barriers, meaning the different languages used on board whenever there are mixed crew, will be neutralized. Okay, meaning you, if you have this same or standard language at sea, same like English language, the communication barriers or the difficulty of understanding each other because you have different languages used will be what you call this, will be overcome. Okay, so the different languages for different nationalities, sometimes it's difficult. Yes, because like for Filipinos, whenever they are angry, they shouted. But sometimes there are other nationalities, even though they're not, even though they're just talking with each other, you can hear their voice. You can hear a loud voice, even though they're just ordinarily talking with each other. Okay, so there's a communication barrier on it. Okay, on that. So if ever you will use the standard maritime words, you can easily understand with each other. That's why it is important. Okay, and especially if let's say for this long distances, like for example if the one talking in the radio uh like for example in the engine room and the one is in the galley, so there's a a distance, okay, with each other. So there's a difficulty in understanding with understanding with each other. So it's better if you have this standard maritime language, okay, that you normally use on board, okay, and especially for emergencies, okay, situations. This is very important. Okay, now, yes, different languages. Oh, yes, this is what I said earlier. Ships have crews from many countries. So, meaning we have different native languages. So, making English a common language. But, but understanding can be difficult. Yes, it's true. Okay? Though you have a common language, which is English, still, of course, there are difficulties sometimes in understanding. So, how are we going to avoid that? We have to learn maritime English. Okay? So another, it says here the long distances. In emergencies, clear communication is crucial. Yes, it's crucial, meaning it's important during emergencies. Okay? Yeah. Assuming that this is the second officer or the master. Okay. What are the effective communication techniques? So, how are we going to deliver? Okay, how are we going to talk with each other? We have to have a speaking clearly and being understood. We have to speak clearly, okay? So others can understand what we are talking, especially during emergency cases. So, how? We have to speak slowly. Like now, for example, in order for everyone to understand me, I have to speak slowly, okay, and clearly, okay? So, in order for everyone to understand me, I have to speak slowly and clearly for everyone to understand what I am talking about. Another, yes, you have to use simple sentences or simple words for everyone to understand what I am talking about. Okay? Another, yes, we have to avoid slang words or slang tone or slang pronunciation. Okay? So, by this, we will have an effective communication with each other. All right? Especially on board the ship, and we are in a mixed crew, meaning different nationals on board, meaning there are Filipinos, there are Koreans, there are Russians, there are Greek, there are Korean nationals on board. So, of course, we have different native languages that we use. Okay? So, in order for us to be effective, okay, or in order for us to understand with each other, we have to speak slowly. We have to use simple words or sentences. We have to avoid slang pronunciation. Okay? Sometimes, example, for the Australian nationals, it's difficult for us to understand them, right? Like, for example, how they pronounce the words, like today, right? That's how they pronounce for today, okay? They pronounce it as today, right? That's what slang means. You have to avoid the slang pronunciation, but we cannot blame them because that is their native language, how they pronounce their native language, because since they were a kid, that's what they can hear, that's what they learned. So until they grew up, so they are really slang. So other nationals really have difficulty in understanding them. So that is a way in order for everyone on board to understand with each other clearly. You have to speak slowly. You have to use simple words in sentences. And you have to avoid slang pronunciation. That is why we have to learn maritime English lesson. Okay? So, here, essential directives on board. Meaning, essential, it's important. Okay? Important directives or instructions on board. Whether whether you like it or not, you will have to learn these words if you are a seafarer. Okay? So, these are the general instructions usually. Okay? You can hear this. Let go. As I mentioned earlier, it means the releasing of ropes or lines or wires or other equipment. Let go of the line. Let go of the line. That's how you can hear it normally. That is a general instructions you can normally hear. Okay? And also this word, make fast. Okay? You have to secure the lines. Okay? When you can hear make fast, meaning you have to secure the lines or wires or other equipment. Okay? So another word is heave away, meaning when you say heave away, you have to pull it strongly. You have to pull the line strongly. Okay? So we have let go, you release the line. Okay? When you say make fast, okay? When you say make fast, you have to secure the lines or the wires. And heave away, you have to pull it strongly. The line. You have to pull the line strongly or wires. Okay? So, also, yes, The reason why I kept on repeating these words from the beginning, because these are the important, essential words in order for everyone, excuse me, in order for everyone to memorize or to put it by heart, because these words are very important. When you say lock away, you have to release it slowly. Okay? Slowly, but with control. Okay? With control. When you release something, when you release the line or the rope, you have to you have to do it slowly but with control. Okay? So when you say mind your head, okay? When you say mind your head, just be very careful. There is something on top, okay? Above you. Okay? That's what mind your head means. And watch out. Yes, this is a warning. Okay? Warning message, warning words. You watch out. Okay? Yes, this is a warning words. Okay. So, go ahead, meaning, okay, you proceed, right? Okay, even ever the master will say, okay, go ahead, chief. Go ahead, second officer. You proceed. Okay? You proceed forward. Whenever you hear this, go ahead. Okay? So, here again, when you say come astern, okay? Come astern meaning you're moving backward. Yes, come astern. You're moving backwards. Okay? Backwards. So, come astern. Whenever you hear this word, hard starboard, you have to have a full right turn. Hard starboard. Okay? You have to have a full turn to the right. Remember, starboard is the right part and the port side is the left part, right? So that's what hard starboard means. Full turn to the right. But if you can hear hard port side, what is it? Yes, it's a full turn to the left. Okay? Hard starboard, hard port side. That's the difference. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. We have different engine commands. Okay? So, whenever you hear this word, stop engine, yes, I do normally hear this one. Stop engine, meaning you have to stop. You have to halt the engine. Emergency stop to prevent collision. Look at this two vessels here. They will almost collide with each other. Okay, now, I don't know what happened to these two vessels, right? So, um, the master will right away say, stop engine, meaning there's an emergency case to prevent collision. Of course, it's too near. Oh? It's almost. Can you see the picture? You will collide with each other. This one and this one will collide with each other. So to prevent accident like this, okay, the master will inform the chief engineer to stop engine, meaning emergency stop to prevent collision, accident. Okay? When you say collision, that's what this picture all about. Collision. All right? Okay, there's another. All right. It says here, slow down. Okay? Maneuver in harbor. So the captain says, slow down ahead. Yeah, I always hear that word from, yes, slow down ahead. Okay, you have to maneuver in harbor. Okay? Okay. So, when you say speed up, okay? Maybe you're responding something to distress, meaning distress, there is asking for help. Someone is asking for help. You have to respond to that because someone is asking for help. So, you can hear this word speed up. Okay? And, okay. So, it says here, there are more instructions and inquiries. Okay? More instructions and inquiries. Okay, let's see. Yes. For the instructions, stand by. Stand by all crew. Yes, you can hear that. Stand by all crew. Stand by all crew. Meaning, you prepared for another instruction or for another action. If the master will say stand by all crew, or whether it who is the duty officer on board, he will announce this: stand by all crew, stand by all crew, meaning you will prepare for something or an action. Okay, that's the reason why there's a call for standby. Okay, this is, by the way, everyone, the bow. This one. This is what we call the line or the rope. Okay, so this is the port side, and the other side is the starboard. Okay, port side. The other one is the starboard. Okay, so example. Yes, the reason why the duty officer announced stand by all crew, stand by all crew is whether you are preparing for departure. You're leaving the dock. Okay, you're leaving the port. That's why the duty officer announced stand by all crew. Okay? So, everyone, whenever you hear stand by all crew, attention all deck, stand by on crew, you have you are whether preparing for departure. Okay? Right. Okay. Meaning of no and yes. Okay. The meaning of no and yes is no, of course, negative. And for the yes is affirmative. If the captain will ask if the line is clear, and if I'm sorry, if the master will ask if the line is not clear yet, you answered negative, sir. meaning it's not yet clear, or it's not yet ready. So meaning it's negative. It's no. But for yes, it is clear, the line is clear, meaning it's affirmative. Okay? Those words are very important. Remember that, everyone. Okay. So, yes, we have specific tasks and locations. So, this is the bridge, right? Everyone knows this, of course. This is the bridge wherein you can see the steering wheel. These are the what they call this, the radars. Okay? All right. So, this is what the master uses or used whenever he will say stand by all crew, this one, or whenever uh, the officer on duty will announce something. Okay, this one. Okay, so there are specific tasks and location. Oh, yes, to the bridge normally, meaning you all go to the bridge, directing crew to the navigation center. Whenever you hear this, to the bridge, since this is the bridge, you have to direct the crew to the navigation center, which is the bridge. Okay? So, when you hear this, to the bridge, you go to the navigation center. Like, for example, the captain will say, or the officer on duty will say, OS Kim, to the bridge. So you have to go to the bridge. You have to go to the navigation center, not to the galley, right? Okay, because the navigation center is the bridge. Okay? You have to learn the different locations of the vessel. In our next lesson, I will slowly introduce the different parts of the vessel, okay, and the different locations and functions of the different parts of the vessel. But for now, and last Monday, we will focus on the language of the sea, the words that are used on board the sea, because it's very important. Okay? So, yes. So, definitely, this is the engine room. The other one is the bridge, which is the navigation center. This time around is the engine room. When we say the engine room, this is the heart of the vessel, because if not for this engine room, how can you sail? Okay? How can you travel? So, this is like the heart of the vessel. Just like us. Okay? If our heart is not functioning well, do you think everyone we can survive? No, of course. So, engine room is very crucial. This is the heart of the vessel. If this part is malfunction or will not function properly, it's dangerous for the vessel to sail. So the engineers should fix this part. Okay? And so on and so forth. Okay? And not just like this. Also the other part of the part of the vessel. Okay? So whenever you hear the word to the engine room, you go right away here. Yes, go to the machinery space. But for to the bridge, go to the navigation center. But for but for the word to the engine room, go to the machinery space where all these machines are located. This is below. This is located below, okay, part of the vessel. Okay. So, okay, it says here on the deck and below. Okay? Meaning moving between levels. Okay? So, whenever you hear on the deck and below, you move between levels. Like for deck 1, deck 2, or from deck 7. And for this, since this is a container vessel, there is a deck 7, deck 6, deck 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? On the deck and below, it is moving between levels. Okay? Moving between levels. That is the meaning of that. Okay. Okay. Forward and aft, the other side, the opposite side. Yes. Going towards the front and the back. Yes, you're going towards the front. This is the front part and the back part. Okay? So, whenever you can hear this, go forward and go at the back or aft. That is the front and back part of the ship. Forward, aft. Okay? Yes, this is the forward, the back. Okay? Forward and aft. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Since this is the back part or the stern part, and this is the bow side or the forward side, this part is the starboard side. And the opposite of this, on the other side, is the port side. Okay? You still remember? Starboard side, the right side, the opposite, port side, or the left side. This is the forwardmost, the bow. The opposite of this at the back is the stern, the rearmost. Okay? Yes. Left, port side, right side, starboard. Okay. Yes. Stern, bow side, forward side. Yes. Using the anchor. Using the anchor. Okay. It says here, heave anchor. Meaning, you have to pull the anchor strongly. You have to pull. You have to instruct the engine to pull the anchor strongly, meaning heave anchor. Okay? Using the anchor. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, using the anchor. Yes, this one. It's pulling already, the anchor. Drop the anchor. Okay. So, specific tasks and locations. Still, we are here. So, getting ready to tie up the ship. So, what is that? What does it mean? Getting to tie up. It's prepare to moor. Yes, you have to prepare to moor. Whenever you hear this one, prepare to moor, it means you have to be ready to tie up the ship. Okay, you have to get ready. Prepare to moor. Okay, you have to get ready. Okay? For maybe it's docking maneuver. Okay? Or undocking maneuver. Okay. Yes, this is the anchor. This is the bow. This is the stern. This is the port side. Okay? All right. So, making sure the load is safe and stable. What is it? I'm sure you know this word. You always make sure that the cargo load is safe and stable. You have to secure this cargo load. It should be fixed. It should be secured properly. So what is that word? Yes, you have to secure the cargo. Meaning, you have to properly properly place the containers are properly placed and it's proper, what you call this, proper levels. Okay, secure the cargo. Could you just imagine, everyone, if there's a bad weather condition and this is your vessel, okay, and you're already sailing, what will happen if this is not properly secured, the cargo, this one? Could you just imagine what will happen to the cargo and to the safety of everyone? That's the reason why you have to secure the cargo to make sure that the load is safe and stable, not just the load, but also for the safety of the crew and the vessel itself. Okay? So okay. So yes, clear communication is very important for the safety and the efficiencies. Okay? When we say efficient, uh you are able to do something well without wasting time, without wasting effort, or without wasting resources. Okay? You have to be safe and you have to secure, right? To be able to do something that is okay without wasting time. That's what efficient means. Okay? And clear communication is essential, is very important. Yes, in maritime world, of course, for the safety and for the well-being of the crew and for everyone. Yes, that's why clear communication is very important. Ah, yes. Okay. Of course, it prevents accidents. Yes, for the safety. Basically, it's really for the safety. That's why clear communication is very important. Yes, it ensures efficient operations, meaning there will be no wasting of time and effort for everyone. Okay? So it prevents accidents. It makes sure that the operation is running smoothly. Okay? And yes, of course, it maintains the safety of everyone. That's why clear communications is very important. Yes, it promotes effective teamwork. Mhm. Because if you have this clear communication, meaning if you understand well with each other, right? And so you can prevent accidents. Okay? And also you'll have a smooth operations. Okay? You have a smooth work and you maintains that safety. Okay? You promotes a healthy teamwork, or you're effective with each other because you understand clearly with each other. So those are the importance of clear communication by learning, of course, maritime English words. Okay, that's why it's very important. That's why I emphasize more through our uh, first maritime English introduction, our first lesson about maritime English. I focuses more on about the languages used on board because those are really the words that are commonly used on board by the seafarers, on commonly used words on board. Yes, that's why it's very important. Okay. Yes, as I said, to prevent accident, to have an efficient operation, smooth sailing, and then your safety, of course, and of course, there's a healthy working relationship with each other, the teamwork. Okay, it's because how can you work with each other properly if you don't understand each other because you have this different language used, right? So, okay, we'll have a Q&A. This is just a very simple Q&A of what we discussed earlier. Okay? So, for question number 1, all right. Yeah. Why is clear communication so important in maritime industry? So, why is clear communication essential or important in maritime industry? Yes, I just mentioned four. Well, basically, what is the correct answer for this? Even just for a simple idea. So, what can you say about uh, why is it important? Okay, for number one, as I said, yes, this one. I just mentioned this earlier. It is very important is to prevent accidents. Yes, for the safety of everyone. Yes. Mhm. And ensures efficiency. You can work efficiently. Less less wasting of time and effort, right? If you can, here you communicate with each other. Okay? And fosters a positive work environment. When we say fosters, we help create a workplace where people feel good, okay? Or if for people are treated well with each other, you are enjoying working with each other. Okay, that's one reason, or that is a clear reason why do we have a clear communication. Fosters a positive work environment. You have a good camaraderie with each other. Yeah, you're happy working with each other, or you enjoy working with each other. You treated well with each other. Okay, you treated well. You treated everyone, okay, as your uh, uh, good uh, place, okay, to work with. Uh, that's what fosters a positive work environment means. Okay, so another, oh yeah, it's correct. So next, okay. So here, meaning what are some of the main challenges to effective communication at sea? So what are the main challenges, okay, to effective communication at sea? So what are those? Okay? So it means challenges include diverse crew nationalities. Okay, when we say diverse, because since we have made up of different nationalities on board, it's really challenging, right? It's really challenging for a seafarer to embark the vessel whenever you have this different, or if you are made up of different nationalities. You really have to effort to reach out with each other in order for everyone to have a teamwork, a healthy environment. That is a challenge for everyone, right? That's what diverse crew nationalities means. And whenever there's a noisy environments, yes, that's also a challenge for everyone. And the distance, yes, and of course the stressful situations, yes. So those are the main challenges to effective communication at sea. So what those are the challenges. Number one, it's because of whenever you go embark the vessel, if you are a full no 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 a mixed crew, you have different nationalities on board, it's really an effort, okay, for everyone to learn the standard maritime um, language, which is English, even just for a simple ones, okay, basic ones, okay, you have to learn, okay. So for question number three, so what is the purpose of standard marine communication phrases? So this is what SMCP means. What is the purpose or what is the reason for SMCP? Why do we have to learn this? The standard marine communication phrases. Why do we have to learn this? Okay. Simply means it provides a standard language. When we say standard, that is the language commonly used for everyone. Okay? To avoid misunderstandings and promote safety. This is very true. Okay? In this regard, the purpose of SMCP is very important. Okay. Basically, since we are in a diverse crew nationality sometimes, okay, different nationalities on board, there will be misunderstandings. Really, it's normal, okay? But it should not be the reason for the other crews not to uh, not to communicate, okay, or not to talk with each other because of the SMCP, standard marine communication phrases. They made this standard language to avoid that misunderstandings and of course to promote safety. Okay? So this is very good. The purpose of this SMCP. Yes. So we use this one to have a good communication with each other, to have a good camaraderie with each other, to have a good teamwork, okay, and to have a safety environment. All right? This is okay, very good. Okay? So for question number 4, can you give examples of some basic maritime English commands? Yes, I know very well. Very well. You know it that the words are already instilled in your mind. So what are those? There are a lot from last week, last Monday until now. You have lots of maritime English commands, the basic. Okay, sample for number 1. Let go, right? That is a basic maritime English command. Make fast, okay? Heave away, have slack away. Okay, you have mind your head, okay? And we have watch out. Okay, let's do it one by one. So, when you say let go, what's the correct answer? I'm sure you have something in your mind. Okay, come on, say it, say it. So, what do you mean by let go? Yes, of course, you have to release the lines, meaning the ropes. You have to release the wires or other equipment. Like, for example, for emergency cases, you will say, let go of the lifeboat. You release the lifeboat. Yes, that's what let go means. Okay? You release the ropes or release the lines, the wires, or other equipment like the lifeboat. Let go of the lifeboat. All right. So another, make fast. Come on, come on. What's make fast means? You have to secure the lines, the wires, or other equipment. So make fast means secure. Okay? The lines. Ay, sorry. Okay? And for heave away. Give away. Hmm. You already have this for 2 days now. Heave away, meaning you have to pull strongly on a line or rope or wire. You have to pull strongly. Pull strongly. Heave away. With force, with effort. Okay? With all energy. You have to pull the line strongly. And slack away. Okay? When you have this heave away, you have also slack away. Oh, so what's the meaning of this? Okay, you have to pull or release slowly but with control. You have to release the line or rope slowly but with control. Okay? That's what slack away means. Alright. So, for question number 9, when you say mind your head, yes, you have to be very careful overhead obstacles above your head. Whenever you hear this, mind your head, Mr. Choi. Mind your head, Cadet Kim. You have to be very careful. That is already a warning about overhead, above your head obstacles. Okay? That is why you have to wear your helmets whenever you are in the operation time, during operation time. Okay? So, for question number 10, what does watch out mean? Watch out means, okay, there is an immediate danger. Okay, you have to watch out. You have to be very careful because there is something coming. There is an immediate danger coming. You watch out. Okay? So, next. So, above your head, meaning mind your head. Okay? So, when you can see, watch out, you have to be very careful. There is an immediate danger. All right? So, oh wow, we're done. Okay. So, all right. So, we're done with our lesson for today with regards to our practical words used on board. Okay? And these words are very important. And I've given you examples to it. So I hope you find time um, memorizing, or you put it in your mind, in your by your heart, that these words are very important. All right. So this is for your safety, to have a clear communication with each other, with other seafarers on board. And another reason is, of course, for the safety of everyone. And lastly, to have a healthy environment on board, a teamwork. Okay, so I think I've given you more than 15 words to remember, for you to study. So for now, I have to say goodbye. I have to say thank you for listening to me, and see you all next time, and for more maritime English lessons to learn and more words to remember, okay, on board. Okay, so bye everyone. See you all next week for our continuation of our maritime English. All right, hope really enjoyed listening to me. Okay, so bye. I'll see you all next week.